All right, we're going down. We're going to try some coffees. We've got a bunch of coffees from Coffee Net. No, lies. From Bennett's. Our friend Julian's got us a heap of Colombians. I'm super excited because we got one of the Sidras that we got last year. That was, at least last year, was one of the best coffees we've had. So let's go check it out. Lucie's in there waiting. We started buying off them. And all these singles that we've got have been really nice. Like, they just actually taste how they say they're going to taste. New face. This is Lucie.
Right.
Lucie's a friend
That's
from
me.
Perth. She actually used to work at what I would say is probably my favourite Perth roastery. One of my favourites. I got two favourites. Luke and Offshoot. Luke, a good friend of mine, and Rummy's a good friend of mine that runs Offshoot. Luce learned how to roast and probably developed her skills under Rummy, and Rummy's a legend. So we're just trying to see how all our palates are, whether they're aligned or misaligned. There's some really nice coffees on this table, by the way.
Yeah, looks like they're all Colombians. Mix of varieties, couple naturals, couple washed. Really funky tasting stuff, so.
I actually have no idea. Do you like funky coffees?
I like funky coffees. As long as they're clean, they're not too heavy, not too acidic.
Rummy brought out a coffee that tasted like cinnamon donuts. And the first sip, you're like, yeah, dude, this is sick. By the end of the cup, you're like, never again. It was just so intense. And I did have it every day for about a week. But it was one of those...
Oh, that's on you, dude.
Yeah. There was one of those flavours that you're like, so like, wow, this is so incredible and unique. But I think just not a daily drinker.
But you go all out for a couple of days and then you're like...
That smells like...
Wow, I just did too much there.
It smells like weed. Reminds me of the smell of weed. American
I wouldn't
weed.
know what that smells like.
Yum. That's some good coffee smell. Yum, I love that one. The carambolo. Oh my God, that one smells so yum.
Say another 2-3 minutes.
Oh my God. That's exciting. Whoa.
Yeah, but look what it is.
Oh.
No, we definitely...
Well, you just spent $60 on like some Sidra that smells
Nowhere near
nothing
as
like
good as
that.
Premium stuff.
That smells just like the last one, dude.
Yeah.
Passion fruit, mango.
Oh my God. That raspberry one tastes like raspberry cordial. Oh, dude. Adam. Oh my God. Do you like that? That's incredible, hey?
That is crazy.
Take this back and
Oh my God, Luke, try this, dude. It's actually insane. Oh, wow. That's a whack attack.
The Sidra and
Obligón.
this natural here, I'm not a huge fan of. It's like...
You're not a huge
It's-
fan of the city or that, or
No. Maybe it's just the way it's roasted. It's like, it's heavy
very heavy?
and it's almost like, it has that vinegariness to it,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but I still like it.
It's kind of cute. I don't know what the price tag is. I think it's nice, but it doesn't stand against the flavors that these other coffees have. This one is kind of a little bit too savory for me, like a little bit too curry-like.
I want to hear Lucie's verdict. I know what I definitely want to get, but
I'd want to get this one
yeah, that's the
for
no-brainer.
sure. And yeah, out of these two, Sidra.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, 100% agree with Luce. The Wash Tabby by Sofia Vergara's brothers is incredible. I think that's what it says. Vergara, I think it's her brothers. Is incredible. That's like, that to me, that's the best, that's one of the nicest, yummiest coffees I've had in ages. And then I love the Sidra because it's sentimental.
This stuff here? Yeah, this is it. This is the stuff. They tried to give it to the wrong roaster. There's a Sidra, which we're all very pumped for. We had a couple of years ago, changed everyone's life. And we've all been in mourning for 2 years, waiting for it to come back. It's back. There's also a Tabby, which was equally as famous.
So you would have seen in a couple of our older videos, we did some cupping. So typically what happens when we get beans in, we'll cup them, we'll get the coffee in. We've got a little 750 gram roaster over here. And that is our first sort of port of call with new beans. Any new limited editions, any single origins, we like to roast on that. We do pretty fast, aggressive roast to test out how much time you want to spend out in each different phase, in the drying phase, the myard phase, and then the development phase. We'll do about 3 to 4 different experiments, extending or shortening those time frames. And then once we feel secure and happy on there, we will bring it to this guy and we'll do, let's say, 3 to 7 kilos at a time. And this is typically our production roasting of the single limited edition. This is the original roaster we ever had. Like, I love this thing. A little bit more hands-on, a little bit less computer-driven. On this thing here, we don't have any fancy vacuum suction sort of loading mechanisms. We just put our green beans into the hopper here, like so. Then it travels down this chute. Inside here we have a rotisserie drum. It's got agitating arms in it, and that is rotating over a hot flame, very similar to your typical barbecue flames on your, Weber's or any kind of barbecue you've got. When we feel like we've hit those phase times that we've set up in the smaller roaster, we'll then dump it out, let it cool, we'll store it safely and away from any of the elements, and then Adam and I will taste that again in probably 2 days, and we'll make a call on whether that's A-okay or maybe not quite cutting it. If you look down here, this is what a typical profile looks. For our filter roast, anything from, like I say, 4 minutes drying, 2:45 to 3 minutes myard. And then you've got your development phase, which goes from anything from like 1 minute to 1 minute 30, sometimes 45 seconds. Every bean's different. Every processing method is different. So we have to adjust all of this according to what the bean varietal is, how it's been processed, how it's been stored, how old it is, how much moisture content it has. Once I've dumped the coffee out, once we've got it into the cooling tray, we've got all the cold air getting sucked through a perforated surface here, and then out loose. What I typically do is I like to just break a couple of beans open and see how developed they are on the inside rather than just looking at the outside of the bean. So you're looking for essentially even color from the outside to the inside. When we're doing small batches like this, with like 3 kilos to 5, 6, 7, typically cools down within, 1 to 3 minutes. From here, once Adam and I have given it the tick of approval, we'll then take it over to April. April, put aside, let it age for a certain amount of time, or if people like to age their own beans at home or at their coffee shops, she will then send straight away. So filter's a really weird one. Because we're not actually like roasting the beans as much, we have a lot more of the natural compounds in the actual coffee left in it. And I'm thinking that preserves the flavor and allows you to drink it far beyond what you'd normally do with an espresso roast. With our milk blends, we roast them for longer. We take them to a higher temperature. We roast them darker in color, typically, than a filter roast. And we find they don't age nearly as nice as, say, a filter. So you have your milk blends. I like to drink them within a month, typically between 2 weeks to one whole month, 4 weeks. With these, though, I like to drink them from 2 weeks to forever. The naming process now, this is where the vlogs are fun because it's a point of contention. Adam and myself and our old roaster Scott, we are not fans of giving these things fancy names. We just want to call them the Indonesian natural Gayo Putra, or whatever the regional, whatever the farm or whatever the producer's called. We're big fans of just like, this is what it is, these are the tasting notes, enjoy. Whereas the marketing team want to give them fancy names like Coffee Chill, or like, what are the fancy names? Euphoria, the Green Lantern, the Emerald. These things that, I don't know, marketing. I don't understand it, I'm not a marketer.